Hello, everyone. Before we begin, please like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me where you're from and when you watched it. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Story 1. The storm clouds had been rolling in for 20 minutes now. A dark, angry gray. I was sitting in the usual lifeguard chair, just waiting for the first peal of thunder so I could blow the whistle and order everyone out of the pool. The pool was crowded. It had been a scorching 92 degrees Fahrenheit earlier, although now with the impending storm it had cooled down. I scanned the people swimming, a few scattered seniors, a whole boatload of rambunctious kids. Not a lot of young or childless people. I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to come here either. Lightning shot across the sky. I grabbed the whistle and blew. Everyone made their way to the stairs. Some of the kids were screaming, upset that swim time was over. Oh, boo-hoo! A saggy old man hefted himself out of the pool. A cute mom in a bikini ran past to chase her running toddler. The thunder rumbled in. I felt the first few drops of rain hit my shoulders. I checked the time, almost 4:30. We had to keep everyone out of the pool for 30 minutes whenever we saw lightning. As the pool cleared out, though, I noticed there was one person who wasn't moving towards the exit. They were way at the deep end of the pool. Facing away from me, I think. I could only see their head above the water. Just a dark oval bobbing up and down on the surface. I grabbed my whistle and blew it again, angrily, shrilly. The head didn't react. And then I felt bad. This person could be deaf or hearing impaired. I climbed down from my post and started walking towards the deep end of the pool. Everyone else was out of the pool now. Most of them had cleared the area too, either going home or to the little snack bar we had at the far edge of the property. I stared at the head bobbing up and down, and a sick feeling took hold in my chest. Something felt off about it, but I couldn't put my finger on why. Another finger of lightning shot across the sky. "Excuse me," I called from about 10 yards away. "You have to get out of the pool. There's a lightning." They didn't respond. I stepped forward, my heart starting to pound. Something is wrong here. Really, really wrong. If I were alone, I definitely would have run the other way. But there were still other lifeguards and tons of people back there. I stepped closer, and I could see them better. It was pretty dark from the storm, and the rain was now disturbing the surface of the pool, but it looked like a woman with long, dark hair, just treading water in the deep end of the pool. Why would you just float there like that, in the same position, treading water? Even if she's deaf, didn't she notice everyone else in the deep end got out? Didn't she see the lightning? The rain picked up, starting to pelt down. The woman didn't seem to react. As I got closer, I could make out her soaking wet hair, melting into the pool. Like she'd just dunked her head in. I could see her pale shoulders poking above the water. Wait. Unless she was wearing a pale beige bathing suit, she was naked under the water. Okay, this is bad. Really bad. I stopped and turned around to call out to Drew, the other lifeguard on duty, but when I turned, I froze. The entire pool area was empty. Not only empty, abandoned. The umbrellas were grayish and tattered. The wooden picnic tables were splintering. Even the pool water was murky green, darkening to black beneath the surface. What the hell? I must be dreaming. This can't be real. This can't. A splash made me turn back towards the woman. I looked up to see that she'd disappeared. Just a roiling, turbulent spot of water where she'd just been. What? Where'd she go? I immediately jumped away from the edge of the pool in case she was coming towards me. But I didn't see her anywhere. I scanned the murky water, but it was impossible to see into it. Fuck this. I'm going home. I broke into a run towards the pool entrance. That's when I saw her. She was climbing out of the pool, taking the steps one by one at the shallow end. Her dark hair trailed all the way to her rear. Her skin looked impossibly white in the dark shadows from the storm, almost like she was faintly glowing. She turned and slowly, slowly started making her way towards me. What do I do? I could try to run past her. There wasn't much space between her and the fence, though. I could run the other way around the pool and to the exit, but she'd just turn around and intercept me. And where is everyone? She was a little closer now. I could make out the two black dots of her eyes on her face. They were too dark, like her eyes were pure black, or like she just had hollow pits where her eyes should have been. I couldn't tell. I ran over to the fence. I stuck my foot in the chain link and began to climb. I could only do it because I wasn't wearing shoes, manipulating my toes through the gaps. I got halfway up and glanced back. Oh no. She was so much closer than I would have expected. Only about 15 feet away. She was naked and pale and bluish, like she'd drowned in the water. Her face was gaunt, her mouth hung open, and her eyes were pure black. I scrambled up the fence. A cold hand locked onto my ankle. I didn't look down. I couldn't. I knew it was her hand, yanking me back. I kicked and screamed. "Let me go!" I think my fear delighted her. I heard a little ch-ch-ch sound escape from her lips, as if she were laughing, but didn't quite know how. I kicked as hard as I could. I felt her fingernails claw into my ankle. But then I was free, and I scrambled the rest of the way up the fence. I plummeted to the ground. My body hit hard. I lay there for a second, gasping for breath. When I opened my eyes, the sounds of the pool returned. I sat up and noticed I was still on the pool side of the fence. But all the people were back. The pool was clear. The storm was passing now, warm sunlight starting to brighten the shadows. "Hey man, you okay?" I looked up to see Drew standing over me. "What? What happened?" "I don't know. You don't remember? Did you knock yourself out or something?" "What time is it?" I croaked. 5:23. It was about 4:30 when I blew the whistle. I lost an hour. "Did you see her?" I asked. "Who?" "That weird woman in the deep end of the pool. She wasn't coming out when I blew the whistle." "No, I don't think so." I went home rattled. But after dinner, I started to feel sick too. A slight fever, nauseous. I chalked it up to nerves, but it got worse and worse and worse until I was crouched over the toilet, gagging and retching. I'd thrown up everything, and I was still retching, my entire body convulsing. Just when I thought I couldn't take it anymore, something shot out of my mouth and plopped into the toilet, a tangled clump of long black hair. Story 2. I'm always so tired after going home. The fluorescent scream of the office lights still echoes behind my eyes, even here in the blessed dimness of the stairwell. I climb 3 flights, each step feeling like I'm dragging an anvil chained to my ankle. My key finds the lock on apartment 3B, my lock. The deadbolt thunks open. I shoulder the door in, smelling the faint, comforting ghost of last night's cheap instant noodles and the dusty warmth trapped inside. I don't even make it to the bedroom. The sagging, familiar embrace of my old couch in the living room calls out. I sink into it, the springs groaning their familiar complaint beneath my weight. The fabric smells faintly of dust in me as sleep drags me under. A few hours later, I jolt awake in terror as a hand grabs my shoulder and shakes me violently. "Hey! Hey!" someone shouts. I jerk awake, gasping, disoriented. Silver moonlight cuts the room into sharp shapes and deep pooling shadows. A man leans over me, his face gaunt with sweat in the gloom. His eyes are wide, wild marbles reflecting the weak light. "Get up! What the hell are you doing in my apartment?" His voice is a harsh rasp, cutting straight through whatever dream I was trapped in. Panic surges through me. I lurch upright, heart pounding. "You're what?" I blink hard, trying to steady my vision. No, this is my apartment. This is 3B. I live here." The man takes a step back, just enough to half merge with the shadows by the doorway. "Are you out of your damn mind? I live in 3B. What are you even doing here?" "I don't know who you are," I say, trying to sound firm, authoritative, anything but panicked. "But you need to leave before I call the police." "Oh, I need to leave? That's rich. You broke into my place and you're threatening me?" I run a hand through my hair, eyes flicking to the hallway. Could I shove him out and lock the door? Could I grab my phone? Where is my phone? And call someone? I take a cautious step toward him, hands half raised. "Look, I don't know what this is. Maybe you got the wrong floor or something. Or maybe you're confused, but this is my apartment, all right? You don't live here." He stares at me. Then with sharp, jerking movements, he points toward the kitchenette. "Oh yeah? Then tell me that's your owl mug. I follow his finger. A chipped blue owl mug sits on the coffee table like a trap. I blink. That, I don't know. That's not mine. Damn right it's not, he snaps. That's my mug. And where's my sailboat painting? I had it right there. He jabs a finger toward the wall above the TV. Are you a thief? First turn. My faded Swiss Alps poster is gone. In its place, a garish print of a sailboat on water so blue it looks fake. Wait, I had a poster there. Mountains, Swiss Alps. I swear it was there. The man just stares at me, chest rising and falling fast. I hold up my hands like I'm warding off a wild animal. Okay, maybe I screwed up. My voice wavers, half swallowed by the silence. Maybe I'm wrong. I must have come in the wrong door. I didn't mean to. Shit, I'm so sorry. I take a step back, knees weak. I'll go, all right? I'll just get my stuff and go. But something stops me. I glance back at the coffee table, at that blue owl mug. It's not just unfamiliar. It's wrong. The eyes aren't painted right. They're uneven. One stares forward. The other's cocked sideways like it's watching the hallway behind me. The man hasn't moved. His expression has changed, less angry now, more uncertain. His eyes flick from the wall to the table to me. I don't remember this table being glass, he says quietly. I look down. The table's wood. It's always been wood. What are you talking about, Juan? I ask, but my voice is too soft to sound confrontational. No, it was glass, he mutters. Round. Had a chip on the edge from when I dropped the takeout. This one's wood. Square. And that lamp. He turns slowly. That's not my lamp. Something creaks in the bedroom. Neither of us moves. I think, he says, breath fogging lightly in the suddenly cold air. I think this isn't your apartment, or mine. The frantic anger is gone, replaced by a mirror of my own icy fear. Keys, he rasps, digging into his pocket with trembling fingers. He pulls out a key ring. We need to get out of here. We'll figure out what the hell's going on outside. My own keys are cold, heavy lumps in my hand. We don't speak again. The silence is a suffocating presence, thick with the smell of decay and the unnerving feeling of being watched by the very shadows that cling to the walls. The hallway to the door seems longer than it should be. I take a step, and the carpet squelches faintly beneath my foot. I glance down. The floor looks the same. Beige, ugly, a little stained. But now I don't trust it. Behind us, the bedroom door creaks again, only this time it doesn't stop. It opens slowly, with a hush of breath sliding between teeth. He doesn't turn. Neither do I. Don't look back, he whispers. His voice shakes. Just walk. We move, inching forward. Every object in the living room seems shifted. The couch leans ever so slightly toward the wall. Cushions caved in like something heavy just rose from them. The bookshelf is missing a shelf. My hand tightens around the key ring. The keys rattle too loudly, like they're trying to call attention to us, like they want something else to hear. We're almost there, I murmur, not sure who I'm trying to reassure, him or myself. The front door is 10 feet away. 8. A soft knock echoes from inside the bedroom. The man beside me flinches. I don't dare look. The temperature drops. My breath fogs the air, hangs there, then drifts backward against the laws of physics. I choke on it. This place, this thing, it's copying us. Badly. The front door looms closer now, but the handle seems off, longer than I remember. He reaches the door first, his hand trembling violently as he tries to jam his key into the deadbolt. It scrapes uselessly against the plate. It won't fit, panic edges back into his voice. It should just unlock from inside. I hiss, my hand closing over the cold knob. I twist. It turns freely. Thank God. With a surge of desperate hope, I yank the door open. We stumble out together into the hallway, gasping lungfuls of stagnant, unmoving air. It tastes thick with dust and that same underlying damp decay. The hallway light fixture is shattered, glass shards glittering dully on the floor below. Weak, gray, pre-dawn light filters from a grimy window at the far end, revealing a scene that stops us dead. The hallway is a ruin. Wallpaper hangs in long, moldering strips, revealing crumbling plaster underneath. The carpet is threadbare, stained with dark, unidentifiable patches, pulled up in places to show warped floorboards. Doors to other apartments hang askew on broken hinges, revealing glimpses of darkness within. Cobwebs thick as gauze drape the corners and ceiling. The air is frigid, smelling overwhelmingly of damp rot, mildew, and neglect. Utter, absolute desolation. This, the man beside me whispers, his voice cracking. This building, it's condemned. Look! He points a shaking finger towards a large, official notice nailed crookedly to the wall opposite my door. Our door. Apartment 3B. The notice is faded, water-stained, but the bold red letters are unmistakable. Condemned. Structurally unsound. Entry prohibited. My blood turns to ice. We both slowly turn to look back at the door we just emerged from. Apartment 3B. The wood is warped, the paint blistered and peeling. A thick layer of grime coats the surface, thick as old moss. The number, 3B, is barely visible beneath it, the brass digits green with corrosion. The keyhole looks rusted shut. It looks like it hasn't been opened in years. The man raises his hand slowly, like lifting the key costs him something. I look down at mine, both identical, both for 3B, both seemingly useless against the decayed reality before us. Yet they worked moments ago. He meets my eyes. Our keys hang limp in our hands. The only sound is the frantic hammering of our hearts in the silence. And then the shadows behind the door shift. At first, I almost miss it. Just a flicker of movement in the dark. A smudge of black deeper than the shadows. But then it pushes forward, slow and deliberate. It isn't a person. Not quite. The shape doesn't hold together right. Limbs bend where they shouldn't, joints jutting at broken angles. Where a face should be, there's only a hollowed-out suggestion of one, like a mask left too close to a flame. And the worst part? The hallway isn't big enough for it. The ceiling should scrape its skull. The walls should press against its shoulders. But it keeps coming anyway, folding itself into the space like it's bending the apartment around it. The shape tilts its head. My ribs clamp tight, breath trapped like a live thing in my throat. The man beside me makes a sound, not quite a whimper, maybe a prayer. A wet crack splits the silence. The door frame splinters, just a hairline fracture, but it sounds like a gunshot in the still air. We run. Stairs blur underfoot. We don't stop until concrete turns to asphalt, until the sky bleeds dawn. Our eyes meet, a silent scream passing between us. My stomach drops as reality rearranges itself in my mind. This isn't right. The street signs are unfamiliar. The buildings wear strange colors, and that terrible, clawing realization. I don't live in an apartment. I own a house. A blue colonial with hydrangeas out front. A mailbox with mine and Olivia's names painted on the side. A garage where my daughter's bike leans against the wall. Cold sweat trickles down my back. How did we get inside that place? Who let us in? But the most chilling question lingers between us, unspoken. What in God's name did we just escape from?